Welcome to the hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab where author Keith Childs and friends, where business and fashion meets entertainment. Each and every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome. Come on. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Where business and fashion meets entertainment. Welcome to the lab. The hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab with author Keith Childs and friends. Come on. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. You are tuned in to the hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab with author Keith Childs and friends. Welcome to the lab. Where business and fashion meets entertainment. Welcome to the lab. The hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. You are tuned in to the lab. Welcome to the lab.
And now, in the lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice.
Come on. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab, presented by the Porter Firm, Champions for Justice. I'm your host, author Keith Childs. Another week, guys, in the lab. I'm excited about what's great. The show we have today. We have a wonderful show coming up for you. First of all, guys, coming up, we got yours truly with the latest in entertainment news, guys, within the business. My girl, yours truly, my girl's Kara. We're going to be rocking. And also, too, I have a wonderful host, man, that's scheduled to be here with me. Tressa. Azarel, Smallwood, guys. Let me tell you, I'm kind of nervous. I went to one of her classes, and I can't wait to get her here and she in the hot seat and tell you about what she do, because she's rocking and killing it in the world of production and as a best-selling author and so much. We're gonna get into all that a little later, guys. But first, let me go into my 3 points of purpose. My 3 points of purpose, as you know, I do every opening of the show is to navigate some little knowledge and nuggets I drop to navigate through week, take it in. I just take a little bit I know and try to spread the word, as you say, each one teach one. So my 3 points of purpose I'm going to talk about today, guys, is brought to you by Easy Pray. My trilogy is coming out this spring, guys. May date is looking good. I'm really excited about it. Can't wait to really get that up and rocking. We're going to have the tour dates coming. That's going to be looking real good. We'll be looking for actually putting together the release first. So stay tuned for that. I'll be bringing to you information about the release date of when the book going to be released. I want all of you all to come out, support the book, buy the book, love it. I know you're going to love it. So make sure we do that, guys. But let me jump right into my 3 points of purpose for today, because, I like to just spread this information out so it can help you, hopefully someone out there help you navigate through your week. 3 points of purpose. First of all, guys, we're going to talk about this business. And what I like to talk about, I'm going to center it around because of my guests and what I'm doing as personally with my book. I'm going to talk about just anything you're doing, right? Anything you're doing. But I'm going to center this around my book. But the first thing you have to do, guys, is you have to put your team together. And formulating a team is really, really the nucleus to starting off to being successful. You have to put the right people around you. Right now on this show, right, that I do, that you all see every week, I couldn't do this by myself. I have a wonderful, wonderful team that helps me. My producer, my assistant, Kara, Stacy, they the bomb. So when you have people, you have to have people on your team and when you're trying to move to the next level, because there's only but so many hats you can wear. Now, understand, when you're doing your own thing, you're gonna want to feel like you want to control everything because if you're like me, you want your hands and everything. But guess what? Realistically, guys, you'll burn out. You'll burn out. So make sure you sit back. You put good people that understand your vision on your team. You all conversate. You all have meetings about it. You have to guide and drive your vision to your dream, right? So just make sure that's very important, guys. Get your team together and rock on that way, okay? That's the first. That's one of the main things I wanted to open up with was just how you stated how you really want to get on that road to success is building. excuse me, building your team. Making sure you got a tight team. Hold on one second, guys. Excuse me. All right, second, guys. Second, staying focused is the second line on that on 3 points of purpose. Staying focused on your project. Woo! Why is that so important? Why am I telling you this right now? Because it's so easy to start a project, and I may be speaking to some of you all out there who actually comes also speaking to myself. When you start a project, life take over, right? And it's so easy to get persuaded to do something else or just get knocked off because bills or whatever. I'm telling you guys, believe me when I tell you this. Stay focused, get laser focused on your project. Don't put nothing in front of your project. It's funny though, let me tell you a story. It's funny how when you get a project or when you get your mind set on something, no matter what it is, when you get your mind set on something, right in that moment, so many other obstacles come, guys, right? Come and try to knock you off and sway you. You got to get laser focused on your project. Now, for example, my book. I've been writing this book for a little over 2.5 years, right? Now, with that being said, life happens. As you know, or if you don't know, during the time of me writing this book, I lost my mom, and that was crushing to me. My mom took ill, so when she took ill, everything stopped for me. I didn't write, I didn't do anything, so I kind of just was there with her the whole 6 months or more when she just took ill, and then she lost her life in December of 2016. So I say that to say, things happen. You got to just prioritize. I understand that. So what I did was I made a promise to myself, to God, to my mom that I'm gonna finish this book in her honor. And then once I got, had to grieve and get myself back together and get back on track, I jumped back on it, stayed focused, got my focus back on, finished the book, and now it's off to editing and ready for you all to read it. So my point is, guys, whatever you got going on in life, if it's about writing a book, doing a movie, opening a business, it's easy to get thrown off, right? So I'm just telling you, just gotta stay focused. Try your best to just stay focused on your task. All right. Okay. Let me move down to one of my favorite. One of the points I want to make. One of my favorites is, guys, marketing. Now, as you see, how important it is for you to do this. And the marketing piece, I love to talk about the marketing piece all the time because simply, if you don't market, guys, you're going to lose, And let me just segue that into one of the reasons God blessed me to have this format, and also for all of my friends and colleagues out here that's doing good things or big things or whatever, to share, guys. You have to market. You got to get your stuff out. As you see on my show, you'll see commercials. I have people doing ads. And again, if you have a business and want your business to show on our show, contact us. The information is on there, guys. So, but back to the marketing piece. You have to market. You have to promote yourself. You have to promote like crazy, guys. As I always say, hit the ant with the sledgehammer. And in that mindset, that's my slogan. Hit the ant with the sledgehammer. You could never have too much marketing in my mind. You can never have too much marketing. So market, push yourself, do all that. Make sure that you get all of that marketing in. Some ideas. Let me throw some quick ideas at you guys before I move on. Flyers, as you see, go get flyers, get cards, get postcards. There's a lot of stuff out there, guys, that you can use that don't even cost a lot. All the social media tools, they're free for now. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, there's many of them, right? Use those things. I hear a lot of people doing books and movies and stuff, and first thing they say is, "Oh, I'm shy. I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. I don't like to do Facebook, or I don't." And I tell you, when you don't do that, guys, you're hurting yourself, because you can have a great product, but if nobody know about it, it's just a great product on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? So you have to market. Market is key. Flyers, T-shirts, everything. Get your car wrapped, whatever you want to do, because you gotta have all this information. Information is the key, and it's out there. If nobody know what you're doing, you're just spinning your wheels. You're making your job super hard. Talk about it. Can't nobody tell me I'm talking about my stuff too much. They can't. It's mine. You know, and real quick, guys, is a fact, a scientific fact. People must see stuff at least 7 times before it even sink in. Isn't that amazing? 7 times they got to see something. That's why you do flyers, you do clippings, you do this, you do that. You want to keep feeding them, so eventually they say, "Let me check that out." Subconsciously, you show it to them one time and forget it. 9 times out of 10 is not really important to them. They ain't gonna pay it no mind, or they're not gonna remember. So it's your job to keep on focusing. It's your job to keep on focusing and getting it done. You know, and that's just what you have to do. You have to keep it up, keep driving it home, and doing all that, and getting it. And stay key. I mean, key is staying on the marketing piece. That is absolutely the key. And the last thing I'm gonna close with, guys, is make sure you do a lot of reading. Go get all the books in your craft, in your field, and read. Okay, and go and get out. All right, guys. So that's what it is, guys. That's my 3 points of purpose. 3 points of purpose. Today, guys, was brought to you by Easy Pray the Trilogy, dropping this spring by yours truly, guys. You know, Keith Childs. Follow me on social media at Author Keith Childs. But coming up, guys, I got Tressa, Azarel, Smallwood will be joining me in the lab. I just seen her walk in the building. I'm super excited, but I'm actually kind of nervous. Super excited, and I ain't never had nobody make me nervous. But right now, guys, it's time for the business with yours truly, my girl, Kara, bringing you. We'll be back.
Hey Keith, what's up? It's yours truly, Kara, here with the business. Singer Erica Campbell, one half of the gospel duo Mary Mary, and her husband Warren Campbell's record label My Block Records are being sued by Entertainment One and accused of fraud. Entertainment One alleges that it inked a distribution deal with Campbell in 2013 to launch her solo music career. But Campbell and My Block Records were allegedly already in an exclusive deal with Sony Music, forcing Entertainment One to pay Sony Music $70,000 in royalty fees. Entertainment One's countersuit is in response to Campbell's suit, alleging that Entertainment One owed her royalties for several songs she wrote on her 2 albums, distributed by Entertainment One, which made over $2 million in sales. But Entertainment One says it didn't make any profits on her albums, which only covered her album expenses.
Could you hear me?
Disturbing details are
we having some difficulties.
Prior to his death, Mac included a lengthy interview with his former producer Alvin Tony, in which he shared details about his stalled career and his life. In the footage, he shared details about how he contemplated committing murder, but instead he says God led him to a ministry of self-proclaimed prophet Ralph Gordon Stair in South Carolina. According to reports, the church is a cult whose leader, Stair, was charged with criminal sexual conduct with a minor, and burglary in December, and a lengthy list of other charges including rape, molestation, and assault and battery, dating back to 2002. Mac, who at the time of the interviews was walking with a cane and having difficulty breathing, said he forgives Stair if he committed the crimes because, quote, "We forgave the people who killed Jesus." Craig Mack was buried on the property of the Overcomer Church in Walterboro, South Carolina. And finally, Vivica A. Fox has landed a spot as the host of a syndicated talk show called Face the Truth, launching on CBS this fall. It's a conflict resolution show where the guests share their problems with a panel of experts including attorneys, psychologists, and life coaches. Then the audience will vote to decide who's right and who's wrong. I'm yours truly, Kara, and that's the business. Coming up, more In the Lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice. Easy Prey, the Trilogy, a highly anticipated novel series by author Keith Childs, will leave you longing for more. Easy Prey delves into the tragic events that transformed the life of Mallory Bell. Beautiful and bright, a powerful, successful businesswoman with an MBA, Mallory appears to have it all. Born to loving, wealthy parents, she finds herself in a fight for survival after witnessing a childhood tragedy that turns her perfect world upside down. Mallory Bell is transformed to Mallory Kilpatrick when the tragic events that fuel her hunger for success spark her ravenous appetite for revenge. Defying the odds, this drop-dead gorgeous, irrefutably sexy, and equally savvy businesswoman reemerges at the top of her game and on the hunt for easy prey. What's behind the mind of this beautiful black female serial killer? Be careful what you pray for. Easy Prey, the trilogy, by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Follow us on social media at author Keith Childs. Awash & Associates, a family-owned and managed business with over 20 years expertise as a leading provider of electrical contracting in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. We provide commercial, industrial, and residential electrical installation, new construction, renovations, and electrical upgrades with a focus on safety, cost efficiency, and timeliness. From fire alarm systems to voice data installation to security system installation and monitoring. Choose Awash & Associates for experienced professional electricians who give each project their personal attention. Call 202-388-4000 or visit us online at awashassociates.com. Join the growing list of distinguished guests and advertisers on In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Our team will customize a package that'll increase your exposure and help your business grow. Call 240-667-6017. That's 240-667-6017. If you've experienced workplace discrimination or sexual harassment, call the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice, at 888-258-2448 or visit our website at theporterfirm.com. Call author Keith Childs in the lab at 301-429-9247. That's 301-429-9247. Get on our lines now.
We're back, guys, with In the Lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Firm, Champions for Justice. Today I have with me, oh my God, let me just tell you how excited I am. I have with me Miss Tressa Azarel. Is it Azarel Smallwood? Azarel Smallwood, guys. Yeah. She is actually the author and CEO of Life Changing Books, and she has so much. I mean, I got her bio here because I'm gonna let her speak to it. She has so much that, as I say, the onion. So many levels to her, guys. I'm so impressed with her. Before we get into it, though, I actually took one of your courses. I came in and sat in one of your classes.
Oh, yes.
A couple months ago.
Yes, my one day program that everybody keeps saying, can you do it again?
And it changed. I've been on fire since. As you know, guys, I'm doing a book here. I went to her class and I was like a sponge, soaking up everything she was talking about. And I'm like, hey, this girl this lady is on fire, man. I can't tell everybody about you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Oh no, you're doing it big. You're doing it big. So let me just step out of it because people tired of hearing from me. Please introduce yourself and tell them your story. Tell them about yourself.
Sure. Hey everybody. So again, I'm Tressa Azarel Smallwood. So, when people say, well, what do you do? Or who are you? I always say, well, first, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and then I'm a go-getter.
Yes, you are.
Okay?
Yes, you are.
And so outside of those things, I actually produce books, I produce movies, I teach people how to publish books, and I teach people how to produce movies. So that's the easy way to explain what I do. I've been in the book publishing industry for over 15 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, so I can literally write a book with my eyes closed. In my sleep, knock it out. And I write books in 2 days.
What?
Yeah, so when I have people who say to me, I can't get my book done, and I've been working on it for 5 years, 10 years, and I'm like, something's wrong here.
Hold on, let's back that up. You write a book in 2 days?
Yes, and let me be very clear. That is me writing my draft, my first draft. It is not revisions. It's not editing. But just the rough, and be able to get it done. Especially, and I'm talking about a nonfiction book. Obviously, if you're writing a fiction book, then the characters need to be way more developed, and there's more to do. But I can do something like that in a week. Absolutely.
See, now I feel bad. I've been working on this book for 2.5 years.
It's really just.
But it's done now. Right,
That's right.
It's done now. I'm excited about it. It's coming. So, I mean, I'm so happy that you're here because, you inspire me so much. As I'm gonna call myself a little you, right? A little junior you.
Right.
But I'm following your footsteps. I watch everything you do. I'm so inspired by you. As you just talk about this publishing company, because that's one of the things I inspire to do.
Okay.
I have Empower Group Publishing. I want to put my thing on. So, give me some advice. So, give people advice on what's the steps to moving toward a publishing company?
Absolutely. So 2 things you need to know. Some people will say, I want to publish myself, which is self-publishing, and you create your own publishing house to do that, and you're publishing your books, right? But then there's this other side of that where if you have a publishing house and you want to publish other people, that changes the game. Because now you need contracts where you're letting the authors know that you know who you're publishing, what your responsibilities are, what you're going to do, what you expect from them, how much you're going to pay them. You know, it's a lot involved. And so I hear a lot of people out there saying, oh, I'm going to jump and publish other people, but they don't take the steps to understand what to do first. Because there are a lot of people out there getting sued. Nobody wants to spend their days in court. It's not pretty. It's a lot of money, a lot of time. And so, you know, just understanding what that entails. And it's a lot when you publish other people. I always suggest publish yourself first.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
You took the word right
Make the mistakes on yourself because mistakes will be made, and embrace them and keep going and don't give up. Because what happens is now society has kind of trained us to think that you write a book and then you throw it out there on Amazon the next week.
Right.
And so I've watched you've been marketing like crazy. You like, you know what?
Like crazy.
But there are people who do not do that, and then they come back to me and say, hey, can I hire you to help me?
Right.
And I'm like, you wasted money before. Now you want to give me money to help you, and you still not listening.
Yeah. And that was one of the things I took from her class, guys, that, you know, one thing about me from my music career, I always loved marketing. But when I sat in your class and you hit it right on it, I was like, wow, God, perfect, you had me here. Because you're right. Like, I believe my slogan is hit the ant with the sledgehammer.
Absolutely.
So over marketing, you know, you have some people like, well, you do it. It's not too much marketing.
No.
You can't have too much exposure when you're trying to be heard.
Either they're going to get tired of you and buy the book, or they're going to be like, you know what, this is great, and I'm going to buy the book. One way or another, they're going to buy the book.
Right. And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
As long as they purchase the book at the end of the day.
Yes.
So, again, Tressa got so much stuff. Oh, please let them know about your story about being a school teacher. I love that story. Tell them about that.
So, you know, I never had a desire to be an author. That was never a dream of mine. I knew probably when I was like 23, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know what the industry was going to be. I ended up getting married, got pregnant with my first daughter, Iman, and said, okay, this whole dream of mine of traveling the world and being this entrepreneur, I got to be a mother. So I said, I'm going to go back to school and get a master's in education to teach. I'll have the summers off, etc. So that changed that. I became a teacher. And literally in my 3rd year of teaching, I got pregnant again with my daughter, Bailey, who is now 16. So that tells you how long I've been doing this, right? And got pregnant with Bailey. The doctor told me that I had to go on bed rest for 6 months. And I'm like, this is not right. Like, something's wrong here. So I went on bed rest for those 6 months. And during that time frame, I had a friend who said, you should write a book. And I was like, write a book? She was like, yeah, you're good with writing, you know. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. So it wasn't like I was doing it because it was a dream.
Right.
I just knew I didn't want to be a couch potato.
Right.
And I wasn't going to waste my time. I'm big on utilizing your opportunity.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna pen this novel real quick. I did it.
Listen. No, so hold on, let me stop there. Let me jump in. Because there's so many people. I'm a rookie in this game, guys. So I look up and on about people like this, right? So, but there's so many people out here like, Keith, I'm starting a book. I don't know how to start, where to start. How did you know, if you never wrote a book in design, how do you know where to start?
Because you have to research. Everything you need is out there. You just, some people don't take advantage of, you know, the research, the resources. Right. And so I'm sitting in the bed, and I'm like, and the internet wasn't even like it is now. I mean, you can find out everything you need to know on the internet now. Right. But I was like, let me start figuring out how to do these books and what do you have to do. And so, obviously, from having an education background, I knew to write an outline. So I was like, let me just start to get my thoughts down. Okay. And that's what most people don't realize out there. Like, that's the number one thing that I teach in my classes is you have to write with an outline.
Okay.
Because if you don't, it's literally like getting in your car saying you are on your way to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Right.
And you don't know where you're going, and you just like, I don't need a map. That's what's going to happen if you write a book. Okay? You're going to end up somewhere where you don't need to be.
I ain't going to.
Okay?
Let me hire it there because I swear I didn't know that.
But you know
what?
But
when I went to your class, I've adapted to that. But when I first started, I had no idea.
And what happens is, and you can probably attest to this, when you don't write with an outline, Sometimes when you're writing, you feel stuck. You're like, oh, I have writer's block. No, you don't have writer's block. You just didn't have a plan. So what we have to do is we have to start to understand that the outline will make us feel comfortable. The outline will give us strategy. And the outline will help us finish writing. So, you know, and every time I literally teach these outlining strategies every week. And when I do them, people are like, okay. It's like the light bulb goes off. Right. I'm telling you, every week, they all like, and it's the simplest thing. Wow.
Well, stay right there. Hold that thought, guys. We're about to go to break. But don't forget, guys, you can click and share this, guys, on this show and every other show on Author Keith Childs on YouTube channel. We'll be right back with more with Tressa, Azarel, Smallwood.
All right. Thank you. Right.
We'll be right back with more In the Lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice.
I got my
Easy Prey, the trilogy, a highly anticipated novel series by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Witness Mallory Bell's transformation to Mallory Kilpatrick, a beautiful and powerful businesswoman whose perfect world is turned upside down by tragedy. What fuels her hunger for success sparks her ravenous appetite for revenge and sends Mallory on a hunt for easy prey. Be careful what you pray for. Easy Prey, the trilogy by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Follow us on social media at author Keith Childs. If you've experienced discrimination in the workplace or sexual harassment, no more. Time's up. Now's the time to stand up for your rights and fight back. When you have the courage to stand up and fight back, you need legal representation you can trust. Someone who knows the law and has a proven track record for success. You need the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice. Call us at 888-258-2448. That's 888-258-2448. We've recovered millions on behalf of our clients, and we won't collect a dime until we recover for you. We also specialize in personal injury and wrongful death. You don't have to be a victim anymore. Let us claim the victory for you. Call the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice, at 888-258-2448. That's 888-258-2448. Or visit our website at theporterfirm.com. Awash & Associates, over 20 years as a leading provider of electrical contracting in the Washington, D.C. area. Call 202-388-4000 or visit us online at awashassociates.com. Join the growing list of distinguished guests and advertisers on In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Our team will customize a package that'll increase your exposure and help your business grow. Call 240-667-6017. That's 240-667-6017.
In the Lab is presented by the Porter Firm, Champions for Justice, brought to you by my novel series, guys, Easy Prey, coming this spring. Please, guys, make sure you support it. Get out there and lock it in, please, guys. You can follow me on all the social media at Author Keith Childs, okay? We're back, guys. I'm sorry, Tressa, I'm going to get back here. You see me flipping and doing stuff.
I see you working.
Yeah, I'm working. We got a lot going on this tab here. But, hey, let's jump back into, I was talking to Miss Small. What do you like to go by? Because you got
you know what?
Tressa,
most people call me Azarel.
Azarel, okay.
Most people call me Azarel, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I answer to it all.
Tell them why they call you, or how did you come up with that name?
So again, when I wrote my first book, I was on bed rest thinking I was going back to school, and I wrote a novel. And you know, being a teacher, I was teaching 5th grade at the time. I was like, I can't go back to school writing this crazy novel, and then the students in the bookstore and they're like, Miss Smallwood. So I chose to write under a pseudonym, Azarel.
Okay.
I had no idea that the book was going to have that much success. Right. You know, I literally sold 5,000 copies in 2 months, made 40 grand, never went back to work. So the game was changed. Yeah.
So in that moment, look at that, guys. This is a defining moment.
Yeah.
Do you mind saying what you made as a teacher?
Oh yeah, that's no problem. I made $42,000, and I had a master's in education, making $42,000.
She made $42,000 as a teacher, and in what, 2 months?
2 months.
In
2 months, I made 40 grand.
You match your salary. Wow.
Selling 5,000 copies, and I had been on bed rest. I didn't, you know.
So let me ask you a question because I'm learning here, guys. I'm soaking this up. Before you release your book, did you already get your publishing company stuff set up first, or how did you do that? What did you
I had already. Before I released the book, I set my publishing company up. I had my ISBN, my barcodes. I had all my marketing materials. And life was different back then. There weren't as many books on the market.
Right.
So the person, the author who was grinding, the person who was showing up everywhere, was the person that was going to sell all the books. Now, because of the level of social media marketing and ways to be able to access people, I mean, you got to think now. There's everything from YouTube to Periscope to Facebook to Insta. I mean, everybody has access now. Right. So it's even more imperative that as an author, as a business owner, period, that you step up your social media plan, that you step up your marketing game, because everybody has access to the same information, to the same platforms. And so what's going to separate you from anybody else? So now when I release a book, I go hard. Right. I go real hard. And I mean, that's releasing anything. Like, branding is the key.
Nope. Hey. And she's absolutely correct. I mean, everything that I watch you do. And I know you probably have tons of people watching you, but I am one of your biggest fans. And because I inspire to follow your footsteps. Success, you got the footprint. Some people lay the steps for you guys out there. It's just a matter of you looking at it, respecting it, understanding the game, not thinking you know it all. Let's go back to
that's a biggie right there. We need to touch on that.
Okay.
I get that all the time too.
But okay,
most people who come to me, so when you get in my class, you with me for 4 weeks,
right.
You start like being vulnerable and telling me, well, let me tell you what happened. I lost $10,000 doing this. I gave this editor $3,000 and I never got. They start telling me everything. But it goes back to what you just said. When you think you know it all and you don't take the time to ask for help from the right people, the people who've done it before you and the people who've done it successfully. Don't go ask Sister Mary Clarence who sold 30 copies.
Right.
If you want to sell 30 copies, then ask the person who's only sold 30 copies. And a lot of times people don't tell you the truth. They'll put out a book and make you think, oh, you can do this and you don't have to pay a professional editor, and you don't listen to those people.
Wow.
And stop thinking that you can do it yourself.
Preach. And that's key. See, one thing I've learned from, not in the author, because I'm new in this game, guys, but I had enough common sense to roll it over from the music industry, that you must find people that already has paved the way for you. And the biggest thing we're talking about is humbling yourself, because you can write a little book. I mean, I ain't down anybody's book, like my book. I write my little book. I don't like to say that little shop, but I write a book, and you can feel it's the best. But everybody should feel their book is the best. If you don't, you're doing it wrong, I think, right? You should feel like you got the hottest book ever known to man. So, but with that, you can't get arrogant in the fact like, oh, you can't tell me nothing. You must listen to the people that already got success. And that's the biggest thing. And another thing you talked about, that I hear a lot in this marketing thing that I love, with all the social media, people speak to the people that say they're introvert and they don't like to do media. And I'm like, you shooting you're cutting your nose off to spike your face.
Yeah, if you're claiming that you're an introvert right now, you need to go ahead and speak things into existence that you're going to get out of that and you're going to become an extrovert. Because if you don't, your book is going to fail. If you sit in the house and you don't want anybody to see you, you will not sell any copies.
Period. The end.
Sorry to have to be the deliverer. Oh, sorry about that. But it is what it is.
Yeah, period. The end. If you're sitting there, and I got to tell people all the time, if you can have the best book available, whatever, the best movie, whatever, but if nobody knows you have it,
your 12 cousins and your 4 co-workers, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And none of them, probably 2 of them might just buy, actually purchase it.
Because they don't all, family and friends do not always buy and support. So let me just break that down too.
Well, we vibe
so that you don't get
discouraged and you don't get disappointed. My slogan, and that's come from the marketing game, is people you think will won't, and people you think won't will.
That's right.
My mindset is always be my biggest market on people I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you find that being true?
Absolutely.
Okay, people you don't know. Because I mean, I don't have so many friends that's really gonna go in their pocket and purchase, and I appreciate them that will do it, but that's not enough to
to sustain, just the level of success.
Okay, let me ask you something, because I got you here. I'm gonna try to soak all this in. Because guys, let me tell you something. She's here, but to this is a business. Like, you have a class. Tell them about your class before I get into the question.
Yeah.
People pay to join to get this good knowledge that you're spitting right now. What's your class
I normally have a class called Write and Publish Like a Pro. I do it 2 times a year. The next one is on April 24th, and then the next one after that won't be until the fall, sometime in October.
Okay.
And so right now we're doing open enrollment for that class, but it's a 4-week class. And when people get in, they got to be willing to work. It's no point of getting in the class and then you're not going to get on the calls. Right. We break everything down from the branding and marketing.
I need to join that class.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, I need to join that class.
This is fun. Now, we do everything, but the best part about the class, I teach you everything you need to know to get a product, right? So by the time you end the class, you have a final product. But I feel the most important part is when I teach my session, the 4th session on publishing for profit. Some people are creative and they want to write a book because, maybe God told them to write a book, share their testimony. Some people want to write a book because they want to leave a legacy. Some people are like, I want to be an expert in my industry. So we all have a different reason for writing it. But the end result is, if you're going to spend money, putting together this book, right? Hiring an editor, doing a book cover, we want to make a profit in the end.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't have the business sense to be able to understand. Now that I have this book, how do I make money?
Right.
How do I sell 250 books a week?
Right.
How do I make sure that whatever the retail price is of my book on the back, by the time I sell it wholesale, that I'm really making a profit? I've seen people are like negative $2 per book, and I'm going,
how's that?
It's possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta make sure I take that class so I don't fall in that.
Yeah,
that
yeah. You're not gonna be negative two. We're not doing negative
I'm
two.
gonna be negative two. So. You're like you said, you have your own LCB, your own publishing company.
Yeah.
And I know we spoke about that a little bit, but for that person sitting out there that's saying, "Hey, I got a book. I'm talking to a publishing company." What is your advice? I mean, I know it's kind of biased because you have your own.
Yeah.
Being a new
I say
author,
run. I'm not biased. I'm truthful. I'm honest.
Okay, so being an author or going with a publisher.
Yeah.
What's the pros and cons of which way to go?
Absolutely, and I'll tell you
and
guys.
That's kind of helping me too, because I got some publishers ringing my phone.
Yeah, I'll tell you the same thing that I tell all of my authors who publish under me, because I run my publishing company like a family.
Okay.
Most of my authors that have been with me for a long time, but we have real talk. We talk real good business, and what that means is, if you go to a publisher, and I'm talking about a traditional publisher or an independent publisher like me, they're putting up all of the money. They're spending money on your marketing. They're printing your books. They're doing everything. So naturally, they're going to get the majority of the profits, right? So that makes good common sense. But what happens is, if you go to a company like Simon & Schuster, Random House, a lot of those big companies, they're going to take they're going to give you 8 to 12% of the profits, and they're taking the rest. So if you make $1 million in sales for them, you might keep 10%. That's pretty good, right?
Wow.
But if you're not an author that has that type of platform and you make $50,000 in sales for them, you're going to end up with $5,000. The numbers change.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that works if you wrote the Harry Potter books. It works if you're T.D. Jakes. It works, if you have a name. And so I am just
that's the big machine.
That's the big machine.
Okay.
So I am just an advocate of understanding what you can do versus what somebody else can do for you. Now, also there's this thing called vanity publishing, all these print-on-demand publishers who call themselves publishers. They trick you. You get online and it says, publish your book right now for $18.99. I'm talking about $1,899. And you go, oh my goodness, they said they're going to edit, they're going to do this, they're going to print my books. And I don't have to do anything. Next thing you know, you have a mediocre project because the editing is not good. The book cover looks horrible. And it was like going to the 7-Eleven for convenience.
So those Lulu, I'm sorry, I mean to call the names out, but those companies like that.
Yes. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. That's why you got to come and talk to me.
Wow. Because being an author, again, now, but you told me that in the class, I'm just speaking it out. And that's one of the things I've written down, because when you're a new author, you're trying to feel your way around. And let me just say, Kim Lee, my sister, I love you. Thank you for introducing me to her. Because when I reached out to Kim Lee and told her I was doing,
Kim. Love. And Kim's working on her book.
Oh yeah, she has
her
such
book
a good
cover
spirit.
done.
Her, my man, my partner, Pastor.
Yes.
They depart. But when I reached out to Kim and told her, she said, "Hey, I got the perfect person for you to reach out to. Introduce me to you." So, but a lot of people don't have those connections. There's a lot of people sitting around with ideas, but and I know I can contest to just feel stuck. So they go to those little outlets where they say, "Hey, publish your book, and we're gonna do this." They don't know that information.
That's why what I try to do is I teach a lot of free classes to bring people into my network to hear from me, to learn from me a few times, so that they can get comfortable. Because I believe you gotta learn, you gotta know the people that you're dealing with. You gotta understand what's there, as opposed to just getting online. Oh, it's $1,500. Buy now.
Right.
You don't know the person's background.
Nothing.
You don't know nothing they've done before. You don't know their level of success. You don't know if they know more than you.
True. It could be anybody on the other end of that click who buying that stuff. Like you say, and the editor now, just talk about editing.
Yeah.
I knock on wood because I was blessed and lucked up and found was referred to a very good editor. But for those who know that stage, okay, I got a rough draft. I know I need editing. What would you suggest? How do you shop for editing? Somebody new.
I would say make sure you get referrals. Don't just, go out there and get online and try to find an editor, because you don't know what they've done. The other thing is, whatever editor you end up talking to, whether referrals or not, ask them to show you some samples of their work. If most likely, if you've been editing for at least 2 or 3 years, you should be able to get on Amazon and pull up a book that you've edited.
True.
Download the book, read it, see if you like it. See if you see 12 typos, that might not be the editor for you.
Now that's a question. That's funny you say that, because my next question was, people. So I've heard people say this too. It's not. I know you probably heard everything, but they say that they gonna edit themselves. You cannot edit your own book. Please tell them that. Don't
like
do that.
A doctor giving himself surgery. Right. We don't want to do that. I used to be a school teacher. I have a master's in education. I wouldn't dare try to edit my own book.
Right. And then, and I'm glad now you heard it from a pro, guys. I've said that to a couple of people, guys. You look at me like I'm crazy. Oh no, I can edit. I can save money editing myself.
And everybody wants to save money. Saving money normally gets you a mediocre project that sells less than 1,000 books, and then the novelty wears off, and you're like, yeah, I wrote a book back in 1978.
So you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for. Stop being cheap. Invest in yourself. Invest in your dream.
Invest in yourself. Invest in your dream. Good gracious, man. I could not say that. Now let's talk about, let's just jump in, because he got so much, guys. I know time rocking. And I think we're about to go to a break in a second. But before, if we go into the break, we'll just start this. But secrets. I want to talk about this. Tell me about this. How did that come about? It was on BET, guys. It's wonderful. If you haven't checked out, is it on Amazon now?
No, we haven't released it on Amazon yet. It's only on iTunes right now.
iTunes.
It's on iTunes. And to find it, though, you have to type in Tressa Azarel. I mean, obviously you can type in the cast names as well, but if you get on iTunes and just type in my name, Tressa Azarel, it'll pop right up.
Oh, okay.
It's the easiest way to find it.
So now that project was I'm reading in your bio, that was actually one of my authors. Jay Trimble, who's the author of Secrets of a Housewife. Okay.
His book, he wrote his book in 2007. Oh, wow. So that's why I said, if you market your book right, the longevity is amazing. Like, I can't even explain to you. So because this guy used to grind, I mean, Jay Trimble sold his books everywhere, from the Barnes and Noble to the Books A Million to the barbershops to the restaurants.
Exactly what Jay doing.
Yeah, and so he ended up selling over 300,000 copies.
Ooh.
So when it was time for me to look at my book catalog, so, to date, I've published 162 books under Life-Changing Books. So I looked at all these books and I said, well, which book would I want as my very first movie?
And I was about to ask you that. How did you choose that? Because of the amount he sold, or just read the story?
The way that so two things. It's a book that, obviously people like it. If you can sell 300,000 copies, there's something there.
True.
And then secondly, I wanted a movie that would appeal to the masses.
Okay.
I didn't want to kind of go into a niche market where it's like, some people might like it. Secrets is about infidelity, bouncing back in relationships, giving, sacrifice. We all can relate to that.
Yeah,
you have either been cheated on, or maybe you did the cheating.
Right.
So we were like,
you can relate to that, right? And get it going. Let's go.
And so we filmed. That was my first movie. And I do mostly book to film adaptations. I just recently did another movie with the Jenkins brothers. That was not a book to film adaptation. That turned out to be amazing. But obviously my blueprint is to take all of the books that I have the rights to and convert those to film.
So another long learning moment for me here. So when you are actually talking about a book, right? You see a book, and when you on a set, what do you do? I'm so excited to get to that point in my life. But when you're on the set of doing your movie, so how involved are you? Did you turn over to a producer, director, or you actually?
I'm a producer and an executive producer. So you know you have all these different roles to be able to pull a movie off. Generally on your call sheet, which means everybody's getting this sheet and they got to show up all at one time, right, for call time. It's normally about 130 people on your call sheet. Okay. And so I'm responsible for everybody. Oh, wow. As the executive producer. Yeah. Right. It sounds good, but sometimes it's like, hey, you know. So, but also I'm a producer, which means I'm behind the scenes making things happen. I definitely have no desire to direct. Okay. I have no desire to act. I can't act. If you gave me a script right now and told me to say this, I'm going to mess it up and I'm fired.
So you like the behind the scenes. You like me. I like the behind the scenes.
Yeah, people have to learn to walk and operate in their lane. Walk in what you're good at. I'm good at business. I'm good at building and
that's your strong piece. You can delegate, make sure people do what they need to do. Absolutely. So you sit there, the director, kind of this idea, because I think to me I can't wait, till that time comes, because nothing is more exciting. It's like almost in the music place when we used to write music, and then when we actually finish a record, it's like
because you're watching it.
Right. So to actually see that idea come to fruition and come out, you're like,
absolutely.
This is so, and also I noticed too in books, when books go to the movie, of course because books are so detailed.
Yeah, they lose.
You lose a lot, right? So that's that director, that great director who can still capture the essence of it. And still give you that piece. Great, man. Hey, I'm loving it. So, y'all, when I tell you, this one of my favorite shows right now, because this is hot. Yeah, I just don't understand. So let's talk about, I see something now. You did speak about your mother too. So you just talk about your mother. So that's good. How's that on the family? Would you travel a lot?
I travel.
You take the kids with you or no? Because they're in school or whatever.
Well, my daughters are older. My daughter Iman is 19. She is. Why am I saying 19? She would go crazy. She's 21. My next thought was what I wanted to tell you about her. She was 19. She was 19 when she wrote her first script with me.
Oh, your daughter?
My daughter, yes. And so she wrote the movie All In, which used to be called Born in the Game. But I remember telling her, Iman, I want you to learn this because there's no sense in your mother building this type of legacy and leaving you the rights to all of this, and then you don't know what to do with it if something happens to me.
So did she adapt to it? She really like it?
She didn't like it at first.
Okay.
It was like, are you serious? I don't want to be creative. Next thing you know, when we finished, we cast Little Mama, Elise Neal, Rob Riley, Jim Jones, and she was like,
I want to be
they acting like off my script?
Wow.
So it changed it for her because she had to see it all.
Yeah,
and now of course she's 21 and she's like super excited. She's like, when is the movie coming out? When is the red carpet? Totally, to be 21 and know your movie gonna be on Netflix and all of that. She's stoked. But we have to just start to teach our children to open up their mind and not always say, I can't do something. Like just let's bury the word can't.
Absolutely. All right, guys, stay tuned. Okay, guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back with more from Miss Azarel. I don't want to get her name.
That's all right.
No,
Tressa Azarel.
No, Tressa, but I like to say Azarel.
Azarel.
Okay.
Yep.
Tressa Azarel, guys. Stay tuned, guys, for the conclusion of Tressa Azarel right after this.
Coming up, more In the Lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice. Easy Prey the Trilogy, a highly anticipated novel series by author Keith Childs, will leave you longing for more. Easy Prey delves into the tragic events that transformed the life of Mallory Bell. Beautiful and bright, a powerful, successful businesswoman with an MBA, Mallory appears to have it all. Born to loving, wealthy parents, she finds herself in a fight for survival after witnessing a childhood tragedy that turns her perfect world upside down. Mallory Bell is transformed to Mallory Kilpatrick when the tragic events that fuel her hunger for success spark her ravenous appetite for revenge. Defying the odds, this drop-dead gorgeous, irrefutably sexy, and equally savvy businesswoman reemerges at the top of her game and on the hunt for easy prey. What's behind the mind of this beautiful black female serial killer? Be careful what you pray for. Easy Prey the Trilogy by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Follow us on social media at author Keith Childs. Choose AWash and Associates for experienced professional electricians. Call 202-388-4000 or visit us online at awashassociates.com. If you've experienced personal injury or wrongful death, call the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice, at 888-258-2448 or online at theporterfirm.com. Join the growing list of distinguished guests and advertisers on In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Our team will customize a package that'll increase your exposure and help your business grow. Call 240-667-6017. That's 240-667-6017.
We're back in the lab, guys, with Tressa.
You good.
Azarel Smallwood. I keep messing his name. I'm so sorry.
You are not alone. You are not alone.
Tressa.
Yes. Yes.
Tressa. Back in the lab, guys, with Tressa, guys. And don't forget, guys, you can share this on YouTube at Author Keith Childs. During the break, we had so many questions and so many people asking questions for Tressa. Let's answer some of these. So one person asked, do you have a mentor?
Yes.
How are you knowledgeable about what you do? Do you have a mentor?
Absolutely. So currently all of my mentors are in the film industry because of course I've only released one film, and I'm getting ready to release my other 2 films this summer.
Okay.
So all of my mentors are like teaching me how to do theatrical releases, how to market a film. So take note, even though I have one film, I'm still investing in myself and getting mentors.
Great.
Because that's that whole not thinking you know everything.
Exactly. And that's key about mentor, guys. It's very key about having a mentor. What's the other questions you
So in the book world, I had mentors when I started out. Obviously, I've been, writing books since 2001. I've personally written 7 books myself. And I've published 162 books, and I've consulted over 2,000 authors.
Wow.
So I'm now the mentor to people.
Yeah, well, that was my next question. I need you to be my mentor.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay, y'all heard it, and she can't back out.
But I would suggest too, and I'll give you the price. Somebody else asked the price of the 4-week class, but I want to also tell you this before I give you that info. If you go to TressaAzarel.com, you can start with the free classes. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because some people get turned off by, I gotta invest in myself, I gotta pay. My job is just to inspire you, motivate you, and teach you, hey, this is the information you need to learn, and then they can take it from there.
And let me, before we get into the prices, that's one thing that always tripped me up, or I just don't understand. If you want to do something with yourself, why do we have a problem with investing in ourselves? And we would spend money on every
We'll go out and buy shoes, get new hair, have your fingernails done, all those things that will not help you in 5 years.
And won't invest
We'll buy things that will depreciate and will not invest in yourself.
Well, that's your page I looked at. You had a really cool comment about something price cost this. And
the lituation. I was giving y'all the lituation because on weekends people like to go get lit.
That's what it was.
And they go to the club and you spent, $200 over the weekend partying.
Easy.
When you could have took my class and built an empire, and your kids could have been eating forever.
And that's the part, guys, that from the marketing that I've been doing for a long time, that's always, even in my multi-level marketing business, I find people that for a simple $150, $200, $300, let me tell you something. If I could take a class that costs me $1,000, but it means I could make me $100,000 or $1 million, why would you try to invest in yourself?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to pay $30,000 for a movie consultant that I need to help me release this movie this summer.
You hear that? $30,000. Now I know some of you say, yeah, you got it, but guys, you got to start.
I don't have it. Let me make that clear, but I'm going to get it.
Right, but you make sure because you know you need it.
I need it. I need it to succeed because I don't want to go to the theaters and have 4 people in the seat.
There you go.
Because what happens is people, they don't invest in themselves with their books. They release the book and then they're like, I only sold 12 copies. What happened?
Right. So now, with that being said, now with my new mentor. Yes. As far as a publicist, how important is bringing a publicist into my fold now? I mean, because of course, I know I need one. I know I need all the pieces of it. What did you say? At what time? And
here is the true indication of when you need a publicist, because the answer is going to be different for all of us. I went to a publicist, let's say in 2005, I got my first publicist. So remember, I wrote my first book in 2001. I started signing other authors. By 2005, I was making $400,000 a year from publishing other people. That's when I said, okay, I think I need a publicist. However, when I got the publicist, they couldn't get me on certain networks, certain places, because they were like, oh, well, she's an author. What is she talking about? She has novels. It's very difficult to get on certain platforms if your novel does not talk about a specific topic. So let's say you have a novel that talks about police brutality and young
Right.
black men getting killed out here.
Right.
You can take that novel, because it's probably a nonfiction book at this point. You can take that and get on a radio station because it's a hot topic. So your publicist doesn't have as much work to do.
Right.
So you have to think about what you bring to the table. Now it's easy. Any city that I go to, if I'm going in to teach a book class or whatever, my publicist can say, "Oh, go to the real radio station there, and the main hip hop or R&B, whatever it is in those cities." Y'all can tell I don't listen to the radio, right? But whatever it is, I can get on because she has something to pitch.
Right.
She's like, "Hey, she has a new movie coming out. She just wrote a new book."
And that's what the publisher does all that for you.
The publicist does all that,
Okay.
but you have to give them something to talk about.
Right.
So if you're a brand new author and you get a publicist and you don't have anything going on, you don't have any book signings set up, you don't have anything, they don't have anything to pitch.
Gotcha. But you just said something really key too, guys. It's the content of what you're writing or speaking about. Because you can't put my book, I couldn't imagine, because it's a fiction and it's erotica.
But
and
it might be
thriller,
something in there.
But they couldn't pitch me in church to go to a church circuit.
You cannot go to the church and do your book.
That's my point. It got to be within that lane, right?
Yes,
so I was making that point. Like,
but even for me right now, Secrets and All In, my first two movies, those are urban, crime-related, sexual movies. I can't, when pastors ask me, it's funny, a very prominent pastor said, "So what's Secrets about?" I was like, because I don't want to tell them. So I was like, but I got Sinners Wanted coming out this summer.
Right. So you got to find that. But so those things, if I'm looking for a publicist, those are the things I'm looking for. What do I want to look for from them? Like what their reach and what their contacts.
Yes, and what have they done for previous clients? Can you get me on Good Morning America? Can you get me on Fox 5? Is it local? Is it national?
And now, is it like any other, like the editor and any other thing? The more they do, of course, you paying for what you get,
absolutely. Right? Your price is going to go up. Like I have to pump my publicist for just a second. I was in New York on Wednesday. You all have to go to my social media page. It's CEO Azarel. That's Azarel. But go look at the pictures because I told her when I got to the station, I said, "You are like awesome." Now I said, "You didn't tell me I was getting on, and Vogue is in here today."
Right.
I was like, "You making me feel all good." She says, "What's my name?" So I said, "Okay." So
she rocking.
She rocking.
Okay.
Because if you go into the New York market, you got to be somebody to get on anything. Period.
It's tougher there.
It's tough.
Yeah.
And
but
so
they
were really.
So you make it anywhere.
Yeah, they were really excited to have me. So I would just say, know your worth, know your content, and just don't give up.
Yeah.
Put that knowledge in your brain. Come see me.
Yes,
Okay. And for everybody that kept asking about the prices, because I know that's the only question that we didn't answer.
Right.
The 4-week class, it's $3.99 for 4 weeks. There are payment plans available, but I always say start with the free classes just to make sure you're serious. Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad, guys. $3.99. That's pennies for.
That's nothing.
If you're dreaming of doing something major, that's a great investment in yourself.
A couple of pair of pants and a couple of shoes.
Or a purse for some of you. Or that's even not enough money for a purse.
If you buy a purse and you are not, first of all, if you buy a purse for yourself right now and it's over $1,000 and you don't have at least 4 sources of income, we got a problem.
And see, that's a whole nother topic on another day, just knowing how to control your finances.
Ooh.
And knowing how to control your finances, guys. But what I'm going to do, guys, because I wish we could have went longer. We're running out of time. But please let them know your handles, how they can follow you, get them all your handles.
Sure. So always the easiest way to find me is TressaAzarel.com, and I'll spell it TRESSA. Azarel, AZAREL.com. When you get on there, you can put your email address in and click Get Help with My Book, and the system will email you a call-in number and a date for my next free publishing class. Also, all of my social media is on that site, but I'll give it to you anyway if you follow me at CEO Azarel, AZAREL. That's the easiest way.
There you go, guys.
All things Azarel.
And let me just say thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
My new mentor.
I love it.
Right.
I appreciate you.
No, thank you. I appreciate you for coming out. This has absolutely been a joy for me because I look up to her way more than she knows. I'm a young author trying to do my thing and definitely need to support the marketing and all the other stuff I don't know that I'm definitely going to learn. I'm gonna take
you rolling now.
Oh, thank you. I feel
You
good coming
rolling.
to you. Thank you.
You rolling.
Thank you. Thank you. And that means a lot. Believe me, that means a lot because I just sit there. I just try to do everything I can do. But I know by watching you and other people, successful people, that you got to put the team around. You have to talk about that. You got to understand how this go, guys. So thank y'all guys again. Thank you, Tressa, Azarel, Smallwood for joining me in the lab, guys. Next week we'll have my guy Mitch Cradle. My man Mitch will be in the building next week, man, to talk to us, guys. That's the show, guys. Watch me on author Keith Child's YouTube. That's a wrap. Good night. Thank you so much for coming.
All right.